it was so hard to shoot this film because, you know, I would hear people like critiquing the film and go, oh, why did he do this? Or how come it's this? Or this is bad? Or that's not very good or whatever. These were all the things that when I was shooting the film, I saw on set, but I could not address it just because I didn't have time to address it, you know. I was like, you know, I mean, like I said, I'm not kidding when I said that we were literally shooting around sets that were being torn down around us. Every day on this shooting on this film was a nightmare. I hated shooting it. It was because I had such a, I guess I had my vision of the film. It's really hard. I mean, I don't want to sound pretentious, but it's hard to have a vision in your head, and for you to not get that. It's a very hard thing to for yourself. You know what I mean? It's like I had to throw a lot of my ideas out the door, and what ended up on screen is only 30% of what I wanted of what I wanted in the original film. So definitely, you know, like I probably wouldn't go back and redo it, but I mean, one thing I would love would be to go back and have a bigger budget and more time to shoot the film. You know, I think the vision I had in my head was at least 4 or 5 million, and not 1 million.
Is there bits that we wish we could shoot again or do again, or things that James looks at or I look at and go, geez, that's not working, but it's just trial by fire. Like, it's out there now and, like, there's nothing we can do. It's like, it's out there. So some people find...
I mean, we've definitely learned a lot from making this film, and actually watching it with an audience. I mean, we've never made a film before. You know, this is our first film, so I learned a lot about what to do and what not to do on the next film. You know, especially when you're making a film for the big screen, it plays so differently to something that's made for video. I mean, I had a producer that come up to me the other day and said, "Hey James, I think you know, like, you know, I'm not criticizing you here." He goes, "But remember, when you make a film for the big screen, hold back on the tight close-up because you lose a lot of tension." And I'm like thinking, well, that's interesting, you know, because I didn't know that. And then my, you know, a DP friend of mine stepped in and said, you know, to be fair to James, you know, he's never made anything for the big screen before. You know, everything up until now has been, you know, shooting for the little TV screen, so which is where you would go for the big close-ups and everything. So yeah, we've learned heaps.
Yeah, it's the best sort of cinema education I've ever had is watching this film with an audience, because you just things that you thought people wouldn't think were tense, people go, and things that you thought were, you know, are sort of really tense, people sort of giggle or whatever, and it's just kind of like, it's I don't know, it's hard, it's a catch-22 because you don't know exactly how to make for a film for an audience until you've made a film for an audience, so it's kind of just like, I'm sure, hopefully if we can turn this into our day job, 5 films from now, we'll look back and have like, you know, it'll be like Evil Dead. Those guys can look back now. Now, Sam Raimi can safely watch Evil Dead and have a laugh and go, remember how we shot that? We were pitching this film idea we had, and so we're rushing around town doing all these sort of pitches from one to the other, and then finally this guy, you know, big honcho, he's at his house. We had to go to his house to pitch it to him. So it was the full LA, you know, Hollywood Hills experience. Like, you drive up and there's a little speaker box and the gates open and you drive up and, you know, gardeners sort of scatter as you come into the little... He definitely bought his house from the catalogue things you should buy when you're rich. There's a little fountain there and these double kind of doors. And we went in and he's in his living room and it was literally like he had 5 minutes to get to the airport. So we had 5 minutes to squeeze him in before he got a cab to the airport to go to New York or something. So I sit down in this guy's living room and start pitching him this story. Like, I'm doing the pitch, it's like... and doing the pitch, and just in the middle of it, as he's listening, he's like, his blinks start getting longer. He's like, and to wake him up, I would go, and then bang! We wait, and he would literally go, I see. And it was so funny at the end of it. I'm like, oh my God, the guy was falling asleep. We're finished. I trudge out to the car with Greg, who produced Saw, who was coming with us when we were going around pitching it. We walk back to the car laughing about it, and as we pull out, his underling comes huffing out to the car and goes, like, banging on the window. It winds down, and he's like, he loves it. When can we do a deal? And it was so weird. I was like, wasn't he falling asleep during the pitch? So it's strange how it works over there. I think they just... But yeah, most of the pictures, that's the only one that I could really tell a story about. A lot of them are very similar. Like, it's just like Groundhog Day. You just do these, they all look the same power suits, same notepad. They even do things in unison, like cross their legs and everything. And then you pitch them and there's just no expression on their face. And the whole time you're just thinking in their head, they're like, Thai food, I gotta get Thai. Oh shit, I forgot to pick the kids up from soccer. Lorraine's gonna kill me. Oh, really? That's interesting. Ventriloquist dolls. And then they're literally just staring through you. And then you finish, and you can tell that they're not going to buy it when they say, well, that was great. That was great. See you later. It's a lot like doing acting auditions, you know.